The wife of Yinka Odumakin, Joe Odumakin, has released a birthday message, and it's a birthday message with a difference. She said, "Today is my birthday, but it is one birthday with a difference." Birthdays usually call for celebrations. They are occasions for merriment, thanksgiving, and reliving of fond memories. They are also occasions for sober reflection and stock taking. For me, this year's birthday is one with a huge difference from previous ones. What with Yinka Odumakin, my husband, on the other side of eternity, the very first scenes we fused together as husband and wife. And how can we make merry in an atmosphere of vicious clampdown on fundamental human rights like never before? How can we wine and dine when our democratic rights are under vicious assault by a supposed civilian democratic government? What memories do we have today other than that of the failed attempt at cracking Umaru Diko from the UK, United Kingdom, into Nigeria? The only difference being that while the kidnap of Umaru Diko failed, that of Mazi Nnamdi KANU succeeded. The controversy surrounding the alleged international abduction or kidnapping of KANU is an embarrassment to right-thinking Nigerians, and it has violated human rights law. In the past, under the Abacha junta, this country was treated by the international community as a pariah, with all the embarrassment, discomfort, and discomfiture and loss of esteem suffered by Nigerians. We must never tread that ignoble path again. We also must not relapse under military jackboots, because this is a democracy brought about by great sacrifice in lives, limbs, and personal comfort and conveniences. We are a country under law. Fundamental rights must be respected. The constitution that gives government its power also accords the people their rights and privileges. It is not acceptable for government to claim its own powers under the constitution while abridging those of the people freely given under the same constitution. Protests are an intrinsic part of democracy. Rally is a free, human right, exercise, except this is not a democracy. The vicious violation of the right of Chief Sunday Igboho, whose house was raided without a search warrant, belong in a banana republic. The wanton destruction of lives and property of a citizen that has not been found guilty of a crime by a court of competent jurisdiction is alien to democratic norms. It is also anathema to the rule of law. In the midst of this chaotic disorder, the National Assembly is also attempting to alter the Electoral Act, Section 50, bracket 2, on Tuesday, 6th July 2021, with an attempt to remove electronic transmission of vote, making it discretionary. In light of the foregoing, we demand the following. Number 1, we demand that the right of citizens to protest must be respected by government. Number 2, the thorough investigation be made into the alleged death of a girl in the vicinity of the Ojota rally of Saturday, July 3rd, 2021. Number 3, that all those arrested be released forthwith and unconditionally. Number 4, that government should respond to allegations that KANU was kidnapped and abducted from a foreign country against international law and convention, which has violated the human rights law. Number 5, that the said KANU should be deemed innocent until proven otherwise by a court of competent jurisdiction, which means Nnamdi KANU should be freed. And when he wants to come to the court, he should come from home, not still in DSS custody. He should be assumed as being innocent as it is now, because he's not yet convicted and he's not yet guilty. Well, you might say he's a suspect, but as it is, he should rather be convicted, and judged by the court. Well, number 6, that he should be given fair hearing conducted in the open, and his health must not be impaired or compromised throughout the period of his trial. Number 7, government should stop hunting Igboho, who is only exercising his right to protest bad governance. Instead, government should focus its attention on combating the insurgency ravaging the country, especially in the northern part of the country, where the security challenges is on the height and has aggravated and is no longer permissive in the nation and Republic of Nigeria. Number 8, that all citizens should exercise their fundamental human rights within the ambit of the law without resort to violence or wanton destruction of life and properties, as this is inimical to our progress as a nation. Number 9, citizens should desist from wanton destruction of government institutions, police stations, for instance, INEC, prisons, etc., etc. As he who comes to equity must come with a clean hand, we must support our law enforcement in carrying out their legitimate duties. He said legitimate duties, not to destroy their lives and properties. They have families too and are entitled to dignity and decency that we all seek. Every law enforcement that carry out extrajudicial killings should be brought to book accordingly. Number 10, that the purported amendment on the Electoral Act must make electronic transmission and a mandatory requirement and not discretional. Section 50 bracket 2 of the intended amendment must be couched properly, as the sanctity of our vote is the highest expression of democratic norms. Finally, government must rededicate itself to respecting the fundamental rights of the people as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution, which it swore to protect. Well, according to Joe, Odumakin, she wants to celebrate her birthday and says, "My birthday today is a birthday with a difference, so it shall be celebrated with a difference as well. It is my first birthday since the passage of my friend, comrade, soulmate, and husband, Yinka Odumakin. I will therefore further immerse myself in the ideals that Yinka Odumakin and I held dearly. These are the ideals of justice, fairness, and equity. Join me hosting a love this banner on the auspicious occasion." Joe Oke Odumakin. Yes, Joe Oke Odumakin, has released a statement and the demands that are needed to be, stated to federal government, that human rights must be respected duly. Accord, Igboho the respect he should be accorded to him, because he has done nothing wrong but exercising his fundamental human right, which is the civil right. So there is no crime and there is no law violated by Sunday Igboho. And meanwhile, in the other hand, Nnamdi KANU was kidnapped and abducted, so he need justice. They should rather put him as innocent as this matter and the case is, until proven guilty. That is when he can refer him to as a terrorist or being guilty and put him behind bars. Well, I would like you to share your comment, share your thoughts over this. Thanks for listening and God bless you.